So we are going to discuss problem number 3 from section 4.1 in the homework. We want to find the least positive angle that is coterminal with this one that's given to you. Make sure you get yourself comfortable to know that 3 is roughly speaking 3.14. So you can do a very brief estimation whenever it's needed. So for this one, we want to find coterminal angles, and when you try to find coterminal angles, it's just a matter of adding or subtracting 2 pi. And if it's not enough, you keep adding or subtracting 2 pi as many times as needed. Or you would say I plus or minus 2 pi, I don't know, 10 times, which means you add let's say 20 pi or whatever even numbers of pi times pi as needed. So if you do a very brief estimation, 41/18 is slightly greater than 2. So this is definitely greater than 4 pi, but less than 3 pi. So in order to make sure your number is positive, you want to make sure you don't change it more than 4 pi, because minus 4 pi gets negative. So it's essentially just a matter of how many 2 pi's you're going to add or subtract, because it's somewhere between 2 and 3. So it's perfectly fine, my bad. So it's perfectly fine to minus a 2 pi, but still being positive. So this is supposed to be giving me this the final answer. Well, for those of you who's not comfortable with the calculation, 41 pi is essentially 41 times pi, so you can rephrase the problem. And then 2 is 36/18, so you can have your problem as 41 minus 36, 18 times pi, which is 5/18 times pi, or if you want, you can write it as 5 pi/18. They are all going to be treated as correct answers. And for the other parts of the problem, it's essentially the same idea. But next problem talks about 7 radian. 7 radian is greater than 2 pi, which is roughly speaking 7.28-ish. So if you want to find the least positive angle corresponding to 7, then you're going to have 7 minus 2 pi as your final answer. So make the decision of how many of 2 pi's you need to add or subtract based on the value you observe, and you can do a quick estimate and do the rest of the calculation.